Yo, record. What's up, YouTube? This is Robert here, and we have a mid-league update. And I'm calling this video mid-league update because I'm not just gonna run with my Eye of Winter Inquisitor, which is still sitting at level, what is it, 91? I think it's 91, and I completely forgot how the control scheme for this is because I actually haven't played this guy for, I would say, 3 weeks, 2 weeks. I actually don't know. We'll see. But thematically appropriate, we ended the last video with a Baran map, and this time we also have a Baran map, with the difference being that this is actually a tier 16, so this is a little bit harder content, and I'm actually gonna insta-die against the first Baran mob over here, because I again forgot how this character played. I did make some changes to it after my last video, before I shelved it, because I still need, in order for this character to work, like I want it to work, I want to have a snake pit so I can replace the chain gem with a fossil projectile gem. What I'm also trying to do, and this is basically also a farming thing, is I want to anoint Ballistic Mastery, and I do need an opalescent oil. I do have one now, but now I'm missing the other one, the middle one, so oil acquisition is going fairly slowly, so that's the other thing that I don't have. Also, in terms of staves, I did find a Sire of Shards, but I haven't tried that out. I'm still running on this +2 staff. I also found I found another corrupted sixling staff, but the colors weren't right, and I didn't have the Val orbs, Chrome's Val orbs to get the colors correct. So again, I had to do a lot of farming. And because I kind of hit a brick wall after the last set of Conquerors, that was the Conquerors with the 3 Watchstones, I didn't want to run in this character into a 4 Watchstoned area. So instead what I did is, like I said, I shelved it in order to get better gear. And I leveled another character, and that character is this one here. That's actually one that was my backup from the very beginning. When I played the league, I already knew, okay, if Eye of Winter Inquisitor doesn't work out, I can fall back to this character. And that is, I need to resummon a Spectre here actually. This is DD. So this is a build guide from Scissorin. He put this out right before the leak, and I will link it in the description below. And that is like a really solid league starter, which means you don't really need gear for it. And that was perfect because like I wanted to farm gear and currency for the other guy, which means I don't want to spend too much gear putting out this second character, because what's the point? If I invest currency and gear into the farming character, then yeah, I just lost all of it. And then I still don't have gear for the Eye of Winter Inquisitor, so or currency to roll the stuff. So that's basically what happened. So I rolled this one, and I was just super surprised how efficient and how strong this character is, especially against bosses. I mean, Eye of Winter Inquisitor is also really good against bosses if you can line up the shots correctly. But that doesn't always work, especially if the bosses are pretty quick. So you end up with situations where you just do dances around the boss, and things just take forever to kill, and then eventually they kill you. And then it's also with the slow projectile speed, things just happen to take a while. Whereas with this character, it's just super breezy. You just have you lay down your stuff and you explode it, and then you also have Val detonate that. It's pretty tanky thanks to bone armor, so having max block and everything, and I just got stunned out of Val DD. That is pretty shitty, but I can just get it back, I guess. We have Maven here. Yeah, but still, even without Val DD, which is now back, and even with Maven here, and even this being a curse immune map, so my curse on hit ring, which curses them with flammability, doesn't do anything. I can still kill these tier 16 bosses, like not super fast, but I don't even have to pay attention because DD is just such a great skill. I love it. It's amazing. I have loads of fun with it. The character luckily also could use the chest piece that the other character had because the colors were exactly the same. Running DD with Trinity, Unleash, Fire Pen, Spell Cascade, and Elemental Focus. And I still miss a trigger one, so that's the one skill that that I'm trying to get. Or that's the one thing I'm trying to get from Betrayal. I try to run Betrayals as much as I can because I want my Bone Offering to be triggered, which would reduce the amount of buttons to press, because that's the one thing that this build is really not kind to. That is my hands. So my hands are constantly on fire when I'm playing this build, even though I put my main skill on a keyboard key instead of the right mouse button to alleviate a little bit the strain, but still there's a lot of clicking, and at the moment it's basically Bone Offering that I have to cast very often to actually stay alive. And if I can get a trigger weapon and then just trigger Bone Armor whenever I use a skill, that would be much more easy. So now let's see if we can do this very quickly, and then I have another small update that I want to show. Just make sure that we don't screw ourselves here. I ran a few expeditions with this character and screwed myself over completely by running things like 100% spell block, so that wasn't very clever. Or runic monsters regenerate 60% of their life, or some shit like this. Also, I boxed myself in. That was also not very clever. Yeah. So yeah. So it's not unkillable, especially these guys, those slasher guys. They tend to one-shot me in logbooks, in higher level logbooks. Like I tried a few 79 to 83 logbooks, and I think these are immune to fire damage over there. I might have, although I don't remember rolling any immunities, but they don't take any damage. Maybe it is 100% spell block again. Let's go to safety and check. Ah, I'm too far away. Interesting. No, there is... I don't see why they should be immune. They shouldn't be immune. Interesting. And, I mean, these guys die. I guess they just have... Ah, there's a proximity shield somewhere. Yeah, that's also... Although I don't see it. Or is it a benevolent guardian? That's so funny. I mean, the DD... Another reason why I like it very much is because it's pretty easy to see things in comparison to other skills where you have Herald's effects and stuff. I still don't know why these guys don't want to die. Okay, now they did. Yeah, it's a very clean skill. It's a very quiet skill. I always enjoy that. And it's usually, if you don't use, for example, like the Automaton Herald effect for Herald of Ash, it's actually pretty easy to see what's happening on the screen. And I appreciate this a lot. And delving with that character also is a ton of fun because you do you just mow through delves. Also, my specters died, and it's probably super annoying to find them here. So I will just resummon them in the hideout if I don't forget about it. Just quickly want to finish this map because it is a tier 16, and there might be another tier 15 that might drop. I don't remember what my corrupting blood removal flask was. Doesn't matter, I'm still living. Yeah, I also fought against Awakener. I rolled Awakener 5. That was not great. It took a very long time to kill Awakener. Probably because the Desecrate pool in that instance is bad. Meaning there's a lot of very low HP a lot of low HP monsters, so it takes forever to actually kill Cyrus. Plus, I haven't done Awakener for quite a while. I don't remember if I did it last league. So, and if I can't remember, that probably means I didn't do it. So yeah, I was pretty rusty in that regard, and then died, I think, 4 times. Against very, very stupid things. So that was that. And after I did that, I actually switched characters again, and we have this Abyssal Depths, and it's maybe a good idea to actually log over once more, because while I was doing the 4 Watchstone, the final 4 Watchstone area, in the center to unlock my very first Awakener, I just happened to find all the gear, and I'm not kidding, I mean all the gear for Forbidden Rite totem character. And then I said, okay, in the podcast we heard from Chris in the past, he said they're gonna nerf Forbidden Rite totems, and that is completely justified because Forbidden Rite totems is just honestly super busted. It's like zero arguments there, but still, I really like. I didn't plan on playing the build. A friend of mine is playing it. He's playing it as a CI character. Has it decked out pretty well, and he said it's fine until like the higher echelons of content. So the 4 Watchstone Conquerors, they actually, if you don't have super good gear, they are actually pretty challenging. And Cyrus, he also died a bunch of times against him. So I wasn't sure if I wanted to play it, but I always, like, from the footage that I was seeing, from the streams I was watching, I always thought, man, the skill just looks super cool. It looks very much like Magic Missile from D&D, which I always loved as a spell. So I thought, okay, maybe I just have to give it a go as well, because if I have the gear, and remember, like, this is SSF, so that was like, if the game gives me the tools, I should use them, right? So what I had at the time, when I was starting the character, I had a, where is it? Probably here. No, here. I had a self-flagellation, so that I have increased damage per curse. I had a Spire of Stone that gives me totem life, which is required to scale the damage. I had a projectile damage cluster jewel, a medium cluster jewel, which allowed me to craft Shrieking Bolts, which increases the survivability quite a bit. I had a 5-linked Soul Mantle, which I 6-linked in 500-ish fusings. I had 1 Kikisaro at the time, and I had a Crusader ring with reduced effect of curses on you, and together with the Sanctum of Thought and the, what was it, Yugo Pantheon, I could get to 100% reduced curse effect. Now I have a second Kikisaro, so there's that. I had Torch Choke Step, which again increases totem life and gives totem placement speed, and also gives the Reflect, which is really, really strong. And I found this. So I don't have the other cluster jewel, which name I just forgot. The other totem cluster jewel that gives 2 additional projectiles. That name will get back to me. But I found Forbidden Rite Files an additional projectile helmet, which I essence crafted to be kind of okayish. And I had a Shaper Shield where I then could roll a +1 to maximum number of summoned totems on. So that happened. So yeah, I thought to myself, they're gonna destroy this build next league. Maybe I want to keep that. They're gonna destroy this build next league, so I should play it while it's there. And that's exactly what I did. And I'm gonna run another city square just to show the comparison. And I am going to also, of course, put some juice in. And I am going to run this actually with Zana in hopes of getting a Guardian, just to show you what the difference is. Also, I mean, the difference against the bosses in the middle there, because it is actually ridiculously absurd. So I can totally understand why they want to nerf it. I didn't show you the rest of the gear. It's very atrocious. I mean, you can see again from my health pool, I have 6k EHP, which is less both than my Eye of Winter dude, and it's less than the Detonate Dead dude. But for some reason, still I'm dying less, way less. And I have much better boss damage, which I want to show you, but the Shaper keeps interrupting here. It's maybe not a fair comparison here, because it's 3 bosses and the totems have to pick and choose the targets. If this was just 1 target, then the bosses would be dead a lot faster. But still, I mean, yeah, maybe now is a good chance to show you the gear. So the belt, absolute garbage. The gloves, absolute garbage. The amulet is like totally utter garbage. The wand is like some random corrupted wand I found. Helmet I showed you already, and the shield I showed you already. So none of this is actually good. In terms of the jewels, there's 1 totem life jewel that I have, and another one, but that's like super badly rolled. And that is literally all I have. It's like super embarrassing, and yet this character is completely destroying the content. And yes, we did get a Guardian map. Fortunately, it is an Enslaver, which I already have, but it doesn't matter. Like for the sake of the video, we can still roll it. Just get my dude back here, and also we have Alva, but I'm going to ignore Alva because the video is already way too long. I'm going to run this after the video. I'm just going to quickly rush to the boss. Yeah, also speaking of quickly, my flask setup even is like super scuffed because I haven't decided yet on what flask I actually want to use. So I just put on 2 random Quicksilvers with not really ideal affixes there. Like one is like poison removal, one is I guess burn removal or something. I believe, I actually don't know. And then I have a quartz flask. That's what I picked up because sometimes, especially in expeditions, it's quite useful to actually run through mobs and not be blocked by them, because that's how you stay alive, is by being away from mobs, and you really don't want to be cornered, and sometimes you just need to yeah, be able to run through. Okay, did I put a portal here? Yes, I did. So now let's see how this goes. Let me get all my curses. Ah, I mean, he's so slow. Come on, dude. We're on a schedule here. Of course, if I get like super ignited, then not the best showcase here. I think I got ignited again. Yeah, the fact that the totems taunt is like, it's insane. Like, it's so safe bossing, especially like bosses against those like single guardians. It's absolutely nuts. Like, once I have the projectiles out, and the projectiles do their taunt thing, it's absolutely crazy. They're done. And this is with absolute shit gear. This is so dumb. So yeah, this build needs to be nerfed. And I really, really, really hope they nerf it in a smart way. And they just nuke all the totem builds. Because what I can absolutely see happening is that they will do something dumb like Kikusaru now has not reduced effect of curses, but less effect of curses. Or Soul Mantle has not more curse effect, but it has increased curse effect. That would already screw over like all the self-flagellation totem builds, which has nothing to do with Forbidden Rite, but it's like it would be like a so typical GGG move that I can totally see happening. I don't know it. I just hope that it doesn't, because I haven't played a totem build for quite a while, and I must say I'm really enjoying it. And I'm toying with the idea of league starting freeze balls totems next league, if they don't go overboard with the nerfs, because acquiring the gear for the totem character was actually kind of fun, and I could see myself actually leveling with a Hierophant totem dude, just without a Soul Mantle and without the Kikusaru, and just specking over to it whenever the time comes, or playing like something completely different and specking over. So this might be a super fun SSF journey to go through, and I would be looking forward to that. As for now, what my plans are, so I'm still chasing that Snake Pit, which I kind of fear that it will never drop in this league, no matter what I'm doing. But still, I keep trying it because eventually I want to get back to the Eye of Winter character. I'm also still trying to finally get a trigger wand, so I'm trying to get as many unveils as possible to map a little bit more with the DD character, because that's the thing. Like the Forbidden Rite, while it's fine for mapping, it's not the most amazing experience, especially if you have maps that have a very open layout, that have a lot of fast monsters. Because the projectiles, they keep missing all the time, and then we'll look at this later. And then the monsters are evading the projectiles, and then you have to reposition the totems all the time, and then sometimes monsters just don't get taunted by the projectiles, and they just run to you. And even though you do have some buffer in form of Mind Over Matter, you still get one bob by a random white mob, because it is boosted by some damage aura or whatever, and that's just not super fun. And in contrast to that, the Detonate that character is a really good mapper and a really good map boss killer, while Forbidden Rite is an amazing boss killer for like single bosses like Guardians. So I could totally envision that I just map with Detonate that, and then whenever I have an Awakener, or whenever I have a like a Zana map with an Elder Guardian or with a Guardian in general, I just log over to this guy and then just run the boss with him, because I never had that. I never had like specific characters for bossing versus mapping it, and it kind of feels good to have that finally, and it's super satisfying that I could set this up in SSF. And there's still improvements I can do to each of the characters to keep them going. And I think I have Proximity Shield here somewhere again, or Benevolent Guardian, because some things are again not dying as fast as they could be. Yeah, so that's the mid-league update. I will let you know maybe at the end of the league how everything went. If you have any suggestions for any of the 3 characters that are super obvious and super easy to achieve in SSF, please let me know in the comments. And for now, my next goal is going to be to get this number to 164 out of 164 and kill some more Awakeners. Let's see how that goes. Thank you very much for watching. Bye bye.